next season, and what will be it's going to be an incredible Real Madrid attacking force next season. Vinicius, Rodrigo already here, Bellingham behind him, Arda Güler there, Brahim, Díaz, Joselu still there. But of course, joining them, not just Kylian Mbappe, who this week confirmed what everyone already knew, his move to Real Madrid from Paris Saint-Germain, despite winning another French title and the chance to win a Coupe de France. Now here's Josviak in the left corner for Granada. Is going to square it across, and Militao had to be quick to deal with that one. Real Madrid not away yet, and eventually it's cleared by Arda Güler back in his own box, and he sends it long downfield, and Gatkovsky will come and get it for Granada. So 5 minutes gone here. It is Granada 0, Real Madrid 0. I'm Mark Strange, guiding you through this one this Saturday evening for Flash Score UK. I mentioned there Mbappe, all but confirming his move to Real Madrid. Also joining, of course, will be another young Brazilian superstar, Endrick, joining from Palmeiras at the end of the Brazilian domestic season. Just 17 years old, already scored at the Bernabeu for Brazil in March's friendly 3-3 draw with Spain. So he's already got that monkey off his back, and he hasn't even gone to the Bernabeu yet, so I'm sure to be at Real Madrid will be the side to watch across all of Europe and across all the world next season. But for now, a much changed team are under pressure here. Pelistri, who blocked by Camavinga, comes back to Gumbau, tries to chip it in. Camavinga in the way again. Güler challenging, comes back to Gumbau again, middle of the Real Madrid half. Pelistri, Ruiz, overlapping run here now is Mendes, the Uruguayan international. Overhit for him, he gives a thumbs up to Ruiz, appreciated the effort, but just too long a pass from him. Nice goal kick taken short by Thibaut Courtois, all in lime green. As I said, Real Madrid are in their change strip tonight, all navy blue with gold and white trim, and Granada red and white hoops, blue shorts and white socks. Lovely football there from Real Madrid. Goes to Brahim, Díaz away. Now here's Joselu getting down the left hand touchline. It's Fran Garcia, loads of room. He's now in line with the edge 18-yard box. Garcia left it across into the back post. It's just too long for everybody, and we'll go out for a goal kick on the far side. But good attacking football there from Real Madrid as we get a look at Carlo Ancelotti on the bench. Just a mastermind of a coach, but I'm sure even he, whenever he threw on Joselu on Wednesday night, wasn't expecting, maybe hoping more than expecting the impact from him. He has been, though, a solid contributor for Real Madrid this season. Many seeing him as nothing more than a placeholder until Mbappe arrives, but my goodness me, what a placeholder he would be. Already won the league. Now his 2 semi-final goals sending Real Madrid into the final as they go for a double and go for a 15th Champions League title. Just, well, you hear people talking about Rolls Royce players. Could you coin that? Just hope for it here. It is expected and anticipated every year. They have delivered this year. Of course, Bellingham, Rodrigo, Vinicius, etc. on the bench contributed massively to that this year. But what a luxury even to be able to rest them in a league game with still tonight plus 3 more to go at the end of the season. Of course, Girona, the Catalans, have confirmed that they will be playing Champions League football next year. They have had an incredible season. They're in second place behind Real Madrid, and as Pelistri gets forward down the right, his cross though has no power on it, and Courtois can throw his hat onto that one. Although they have had a wonderful season and have made history with the first ever Champions League appearance, they certainly fell off that early title charge, and really Real Madrid have been just, it's hard to say I've been in a procession, but they really have been, probably since about the new year, the turn of the year. Well, they just did what they do so often and turned on the afterburners. Here's Antonio Rudiger, who will be his only man with a bit of heavy legs here, having played full game on Wednesday. Ceballos now shrugs off the challenge of Ruiz on halfway, back to Camavinga, now Rudiger inside his own half. Modric inside his own half, plays one forward to left like a quarterback. Well intercepted there by Mendes. And Rudiger, I mean, still going in strong to the challenges, although that's maybe going to almost broke for Uzuni to chase down the right hand touchline. He's claiming it came off a Real Madrid player last, but not so, and the Albanian will concede the throw in. Nice with Kwiatkowski to his centre half partner Ignacy Miquel, over to the, I don't think I mentioned his name so far, the captain Carlos Neva at left back. Just over 9 minutes gone here in Andalusia. You're listening to Saturday evening La Liga action. Champions Real Madrid here. Much changed Real Madrid taking on already relegated Granada. They are merely playing for pride and something to take into the scores options ahead. Scoops one forward left footed, but it's going to be too long for Uzuni to chase, and Eder Militao can see it out, and there's the Granada fans in that corner doing a Manchester City-esque Poznan. They're determined still to enjoy themselves despite their side's difficult campaign. I mean, they'll not be welcoming the likes of Real Madrid here next season, so perhaps just going to enjoy it while they can. And why not? That's what being at the football is all about, isn't it? You make the most of it, even when your team's having a rough time. Taking a bit of pace, but runs into a couple of Granada defenders, keeps it, but is forced backwards now midway inside his own half. Rolls it to the edge of the box for Antonio Rudiger. Modric to Camavinga, and now Eder Militao chips one forward left footed on the right touchline for Arda Güler. Vasquez now to inside to Güler. He plays now on the left touchline. Fran Garcia, loads of room out there. He's getting a lot of forward movement there. They go for a double and go for a 15th Champions League title. Just, well, you hear people talking about Rolls Royce players. Could you coin that phrase for Real Madrid to be in the Vallecas neighbourhood? They are the side whose victory has condemned Granada to relegation. Rayo sit one place above the drop zone, still not completely safe. And Almeria and say Granada already gone. Cadiz, who Real Madrid defeated last week to secure that title, they sit 8 points behind Rayo, but with only 4 games to go for both of those sides. It's going to take a lot for those 8 points to be overturned. However, not completely safe. Rayo Vallecano, as you get a look at the bench there, Toni Kroos, Jude Bellingham and Vinicius Jr. all sharing a laugh down there. I mean, obviously it's intimidating to have them out in the pitch, but if you're playing already against this side of this quality, 10 changes for Real Madrid and still playing with such quality, and then you look over at the bench and they've got those 3 there now. I wouldn't imagine we'll see too much of them tonight. It could be wrong. Maybe Carlo Ancelotti will just want to keep their legs fresh. And still 3 weeks today is the Champions League final. Wembley Stadium against Borussia Dortmund. As Brahim Díaz comes forward midway inside the Granada half, holds off Jozwiak, still going. Was he fouled by Jozwiak? He was, says Pablo González Fuertes, and that's a free kick to Real Madrid, certainly within a shooting range. So there's a hard tackle on the halfway line there on Dani Ceballos by Gerard Gumbau. Completely accidental, but Gumbau and Ceballos shake hands and get on with it. The referee played the advantage and Real Madrid almost took it, but in the end a foul on Brahim Díaz by Kamil Jozwiak. So it's far enough out, but certainly not without chance they might have a go here. Modric though plays it short. Now here's Arda Güler on the right hand side of the penalty area. Slips but gets a cross in, headed away as Camavinga went up for it. And Granada will, still come away with the ball, but they're going to be forced back to Batalla in goal, who sends it long. He hasn't really been tested at all. Neither goalkeeper really tested. We've hit 15 minutes here in Andalusia. Now here comes József for Granada. Ahead of him is Boyé, the Argentinian. Garcia challenge with him, does well. Did that last touch come off Boyé? I think it did. It did indeed. Goal kick, so good work from Lucas Boyé, but also tenacious defending from Fran Garcia, the left back, getting across to the far side to cover for his teammates who are still tracking back from that attacking spell. Here is with Dani Ceballos in the middle of his own half, who has clearly recovered from that bit of a boot he got from Gerard Gumbau. Militao to Modric. A touch from Güler brings Camavinga into play. Vasquez down the right hand side, now midway inside the Granada half. He has it right on the touchline, goes back to Modric. Ceballos pointing ahead, but Modric will go it alone away from Gumbau. Here's Vasquez back in field to Díaz, over to Vasquez to continue his run into the penalty area, but away by Mikel. And József really had more time there. He decided to try and hook it away and gives it straight to Ceballos. 1-2 with Modric and another one. Now Camavinga midway inside the Granada half. So it's quick passing from Real Madrid. Now in behind here. It's cut back for Díaz from Vasquez, but good challenge from Kwiatkowski, and Granada will come away with the ball cleared left footed down the line by Neva. And Uzuni certainly gave Eder Militao a what for there, but Rudiger heads it out of play for a throw in. Mito Uzuni is a big man, the Albanian. He played 6 games for his country as they qualified for this summer's Euros. He'll be hoping, despite this disappointing club season, that he may make the squad. Looks of Fulham's Armando Broja ahead of him in the pecking order, you would think, but certainly a contributor in qualifying, so you'd imagine he'll be going to Germany, those country, this summer. And here's Palistri, he may be going to the United States with his for Uruguay for the Copa America. There's Gumbau, intercepted well there by Arda Güler, but Rudiger's clearance goes straight back to Gumbau, and now Granada have it midway inside the Real Madrid half on the left hand touch out of Neva. He's got a bit of room out there. Güler now coming too, but a good cross from Neva and flicked on by Boyé, but flicked wide, and a goal kick it is to Real Madrid. Now ball forward down the left touchline there for Fran Garcia to chase, and he's fouled Kamil Kwiatkowski in the corner there, so free kick it is to Granada. The last time these two sides met back in December at the Bernabeu, a 2-0 win for Real Madrid that day. Goals from Brahim Díaz in the first half and Rodrigo in the second did the damage. Ball's now back with Batalla. So you look at these sides, this is their 20th meeting in the league. In the previous 19, you won't be surprised to hear, are very much in favour of Real Madrid. There's a cross there from Gumbau looking for József at the back post, and well, the Real Madrid defence were suitably concerned that between Vasquez and Militao they flicked ahead onto it and Courtois couldn't keep it in, so corner kick it is to Granada, the first of the game for either side. Gumbau's cross in, József in between Vasquez and Eder Militao, and the Brazilian centre half had to flick his header behind for a corner despite Thibaut Courtois' best efforts keeping it in. So as we approach the 20-minute mark, it's the first corner of the evening for either side, and it's for the hosts in front of that rowdy little corner of their fans down there. So there is the roof at the Nuevo Los Cármenes. Here's the delivery in, left footed. Good header away this time by Eder Militao, back to Palistri on the edge of the box. Couldn't get the shot away. Kwiatkowski with a cross. flicked on, it's still in there, headed up by Mikel, and towards goal, and Courtois has to tip it over from Bruno Mendes with a looping header. Thibaut Courtois first into the, or forced, massively long kick from Augusto Batalla, but it's the goalkeeper at the other end, Thibaut Courtois, first in, I can't get my words out tonight, forced into the first save of the first half here on 20 minutes. Bruno Mendes' looping header from the corner, tipped over the top by Courtois, who delivers a beautiful ball right onto the left foot of Fran Garcia. He brings the Uruguayan, won it back off Militao, and then won a free kick off the Brazilian. So that's a waste of a set piece there from Real Madrid. And look at, I mean, there's obviously quality all across this pitch for Real Madrid, but if you're going to make 10 changes, you've just come off a pretty heavy midweek Champions League semi-final victory, and you just won the league last week. I mean, it's maybe not so surprising this has been a fairly lacklustre opening 22 from Real Madrid, fairly disjointed. Still goalless here. I was mentioning there before that little flurry of activity that these two sides, this is their 20th meeting in all competitions. The previous 19, well, Real Madrid have won 18 of them. There was a famous victory back in February of 2013 here. Granada 1, Real Madrid 0 that day. A Cristiano Ronaldo own goal, but here's Real Madrid coming forward. Arda Güler with a cutback, and Joselu was sort of hanging back towards the edge of the box, but Arda Güler cut it into the gloves of Batalla. I think Joselu was saying, just pull it back to me, and he had the strike on goal. But Güler didn't really look up and just played it across the box, hoping that his partner would be there, but not so. Now Ruiz at the other end. Granada are into the penalty area, immediately on the attack. Neva, it's a high looping cross, but it is going to be kept in at the back post by Boyé. Good touch from him. Right hand corner of the penalty area now, forced back by Garcia. Now it's Kumbao. And now into the box goes Pellistri. He slips, but I think he's won a corner there. Yeah, he did indeed. Fran Garcia is trying to say that the ball had crossed the line before the Manchester United loanee could cut it back, but the referee and his officials disagree, and it's another corner for Granada. But while that's happening, we're just going to have a look here. Arda Güler sprinting away from Piatkowski down the left hand side. I say he just had his head down, didn't look up. If he had, he would have seen Joselu sort of hung back towards the edge of the box unmarked. Instead he just drilled it across the face of goal, and easily pickings for the goalkeeper. Now Ruiz at the other end with a corner over everybody's head. Pellistri's going to chase after it, but it'll come back to Neva midway inside his own half on the left touchline. He's the furthest outfield player back to go all the way back to Augusto Batalla, who's in the centre circle and pumps another long ball forward, and too long again as it beats the runner Bruno Mendes to the byline. So I mentioned there, back in February 2013, an own goal from Cristiano Ronaldo. My goodness me, that's the difference between these sides. Just over the French international Camavinga, and that's a free kick to Real Madrid, and it's a pretty nasty one from Boyé, not intentional, but he takes it at a heavy touch, and then as Camavinga comes in, where he goes over the ball and stands on top of Camavinga's foot near the top of his ankle, and then just to make matters worse, I think he gives him a dead leg on the follow through. So a double whammy from Boyé, a big physical striker he is. Camavinga rather gingerly getting to his feet now. As I say, just as the sunshine really comes out here, it was threatening to come out, and now we're really enjoying some late spring, early summer, early evening Spanish sunshine. Ooh, dreadful pass from Ceballos, almost got Boyé in there, but comes to Eder Militao, and now Modric on the right hand side on the halfway line, back to Camavinga. Turns away. Güler. Vasquez, and back to Modric, right on the halfway line, right on the right touchline. Modric. Vasquez, surely a Granada player's got his arm. Piatkowski does, but advantage play could be a good one. Now here's Joselu in the box, good challenge. Pellistri coming back there on Dani Ceballos. I don't think Ceballos saw him coming, with the Uruguayan tracking back well there and makes a good challenge, but it's a corner to Real Madrid on 27 minutes here. Their second of the evening. Their first was an unusually poor one from Luka Modric that came to nothing, so We shall see if the little mercurial Croatian can do better from the other side. It's going to be a right-footed in-swinger this time. Oh, he's actually going to play it short to the left corner of the box to Díaz, who curls the ball into the box. Mattia drops it, but nobody in navy blue could get near it. It was Eder Militao and Joselu threw themselves at it initially. Now long ball for him. Mattia, whoa, and Courtois come out of his box to head that one away and has collided with Józwiak as he comes through, and the Polish forward is on the ground here and not looking overly great. Courtois immediately there, concerned with him. The Granada bench is incensed here, and what is the referee going to do? Courtois definitely come out. It was a long ball forward from Mattia, just root one at its finest. Thibaut Courtois came out to the edge of his box to head it away. He does win the header, but he clatters Kamil Józwiak in the process. And now the former Derby County man is down on the edge of the Granada box, and well, Pablo González Fuertes has a decision to make here. I think it's a clean tackle from Courtois. Going to see it again. The ball bouncing. Camavinga coming back. Courtois only with eyes for the ball, but oh, it's a big collision. Courtois is a big man. Józwiak is not. Both players only with eyes for the ball, and Courtois comes out and wins a header, but completely poleaxes Józwiak right in the edge of the box. All coming there whenever Díaz's ball into Mattia. Both Joselu and Militao threw themselves at it, but Granada's Argentinian goalkeeper did a good job of clinging on to it at the second time of asking. Joselu actually got his leg onto it as he dropped it. I didn't see it the first time, which is why maybe he was so frustrated. But Mattia wasted no time. Side-footed volley forward, right up the middle, where Józwiak chased gainfully. He's back on his feet now, you'll be glad to hear. I don't think the referee is going to give... I'm not sure he's going to give anything here. It's a strange one, like I said, because Courtois does come out and win the header on the edge of his own box. Both players only with eyes for the ball. Courtois is a big man, and all his momentum going forward into Kamil Józwiak. Courtois actually has the ball at his feet in the edge of the box, so I think we're just getting back underway with a Real Madrid drop ball. We are, so yeah, that was I think the right decision. A big collision. Józwiak seems to be okay. Hopefully he gets checked out and he's all good to come back on, but we're back underway here now with the pitch almost split 50-50 right down the middle. Laterally, I should say. They stand on the far side bathed in sunshine, but on this near side in the shade. Not a small man, so I'm sure that's an intimidating enough sight when you're getting an earful from him. But here's Joselu at the byline left hand side, cuts it back, well blocked by Ruiz, and Pelistri prevents the corner and will clear down the right hand side. Oh no, he doesn't. Terrible clearance has come to Ceballos and Camavinga, left hand corner of the box. Fran Garcia loads room in the left corner, but instead of crossing, goes to the edge of the box for Ceballos, and it's well won back there by Sergio Ruiz. And Mattia, whoa, that's a dreadful back pass, but lovely skill to get away from Joselu. He was going to boom it forward left footed, but Joselu charging him down. A lovely bit of skill, a drag back from the goalkeeper, and now here come Granada down the left themselves. Józwiak, who is back to full health. He thought he was fouled there with Camavinga, but nothing doing, says the referee. And now Real Madrid on the attack. All of a sudden, this game has opened up. Brahim Díaz, right hand corner of the penalty area. Güler. Now Modric is forward. Back to Arda Güler, edge of the box. Shimmies, tries to get a pass away. Well blocked there by Mikel. And now Granada will try and come away. And it looks like Arda Güler has caught. Here's Carlos Neva. He has indeed. So free kick to Granada on the left hand side, just inside their own half. So all of a sudden, maybe that challenge between Courtois and Józwiak has really opened this game up. The sunshine is out. Well, you wouldn't think this was a game with nothing riding on it between an already relegated side versus the much changed champions. And there's a long ball forward from Piatkowski, which was never going to get to anybody. So throw in Real Madrid on the left hand side, midway inside their own half. Down the touchline, Piatkowski and Díaz are challenging, and I think both of them are wanting that to go to the sideline, but in the end Piatkowski has to slide in and play it back to Mikel, who goes back to Mattia in goal, who has had a couple of hairy moments. He almost dropped the ball straight to Joselu and then was nearly charged down by the Real Madrid striker, but has dealt with them both well. Throw into Real Madrid now, almost identical, and getting a bit of deja vu here. Left hand side from Fran Garcia, midway inside his own half to Modric. Ooh, heavy touch by Modric, but wonderful footwork to get out of danger. In the end, Gerard Humbau brings down the mercurial little Croatian. Rudiger. To Eder Militao. I mentioned at the start of the broadcast here about Luka Modric rumours this week. His agent coming out and talking. He's out of contract at the end of this season, 38 years old. But also chat that Real Madrid would be interested in bringing him back for another year. He's just been incredible. Ball clipped into the back there. Pelistri wins a header. Uzuni threw himself at it. And he claimed he was fouled by Eder Militao, but nothing doing, and Courtois will mop up there at the back for Real Madrid. That's Modric again in the sunshine. Since joining Real Madrid from Tottenham in 2012, he has won a quite staggering 25 trophies in that time. Could make it 26 at Wembley on the 1st of June this day, 3 weeks, in that Champions League final. But he is still going strong at the grand old age of 38. Will more than likely be the catalyst for Croatia at the Euros this summer too. Now here's Granada coming forward, left hand side. Oh, and it's got in there for Neva. Oh, the deflection is wide from Camavinga, almost an own goal from Eduardo Camavinga. Excellent work there in the end. It was Carlos Neva, the captain, getting forward from left back for Granada, and his cutback was blocked by Eduardo Camavinga. Had Real Madrid a little nervous there, but in the end it bobbles wide of the post. So another Granada corner. I make that their 4th of the evening. Actually took a touch off Courtois as well. I mean, that's what guided it behind. I could have gone wrong for Real Madrid, but instead they get away with having a corner to defend. There's a drilled low in and volleyed clear by Lucas Vazquez into the stand on the left hand side. To throw in for Granada on that left touchline, right in line with the edge of the 18-yard box, which Kumbal will leave for his captain, Neva. Into the corner for Jozwiak. Collided with Thibaut Courtois about 10 minutes ago. And he's been given offside there in the corner. That's a bit silly. So free kick to Real Madrid. We've got about 10 minutes until half time here at the Estadio Nuevo Los Cármenes. I'm Mark Strange, guiding you through a La Liga clash tonight that's between the already relegated Granada and the already champions Real Madrid. Much changed Real Madrid. 10 changes from Wednesday's Champions League semi-final victory over Bayern Munich. Only this man on the ball, Antonio Rudiger, surviving from there, and he's still got life in the legs as he goes forward. Garcia, though, forced backwards by Pelistri, and he's giving it away here now. And now here's Mirto Uzuni, right hand side in line with the edge of the box. Uzuni was caught there. It looked like Boyé still has the ball. Now he's forced into the right corner by Garcia. That's gone over the line, surely. Goal kick to Granada, or goal kick Real Madrid, and no free kick to Granada there. Mirto Uzuni, the Albanian, I think claimed he was caught. I didn't quite see who by on the right hand corner of the penalty area. Well, as he dinked the ball past Antonio Rudiger, Rudiger just stood his ground, and Uzuni ran into his shoulder, so I can't see there being any issue with that, and indeed there's not. So the goal kick taken short by Eder Militao, and he gets it back from Courtois, and now trots forward in the sunshine. They say that sun's splitting the pitch laterally here, almost straight down the middle. This near side which Camavinga comes into now in the shade, the far side in the sunshine. Brahim Díaz now on halfway on the left hand side. Camavinga holds off Kumbal, who slips, and the French international will worm his way away from him. Ceballos leaves it for Garcia. Plenty of him down this left hand touchline. Back to Camavinga, into Modric now midway inside the Granada half. Back to Ceballos, socks at his shins. Former Arsenal loanee Dani Ceballos. Eder Militao now coming forward under pressure by Uzuni. Perhaps has a score to settle with Real Madrid players. Now ball in behind for Díaz. He stayed on side. He's in the penalty area, right hand side. Cuts it back just behind Modric, and it's in from Fran Garcia at the back post. Real Madrid lead. I said it's the left back we'd seen plenty of, and Fran Garcia has the goal that gives Real Madrid the lead here in 38 minutes. And well, it's been a little disjointed from the much changed Real Madrid, but that was a lovely move and finished off at the back post by Fran Garcia after the ball went behind Luka Modric. Garcia left unmarked and he slams it home with his left foot. And his first Real Madrid goal for the left back, signed last summer from Rayo Vallecano. He'll enjoy that one for sure. Doesn't matter who it's against, doesn't matter what the game is, the stats will still show he's got his goal for Real Madrid. Nice work down the right hand side between Vasquez and Díaz. His cutback, as said, just behind Luka Modric. Questions whether Díaz was onside. Behind Modric, Pellistri couldn't get to it before Garcia. And he made no mistake with a left-footed finish past Augusto Batalla in the Granada goal. He was coming across his goal to the right-hand side. Garcia sent it back across him with his left foot. And a wonderful moment for Fran Garcia, who has added so much to this Real Madrid team this year. Not always guaranteed first name on the starter, with Ferland Mendy ahead of him really in the pecking order at left back. But a first goal for Garcia, and a first goal of the night for Real Madrid. 39 minutes gone now. It is Granada 0, Real Madrid 1 as Camavinga robs Ruiz, but a bit of pinball, and it's a free kick to Real Madrid. I think a combination of Mendes and Ruiz bringing down Camavinga there. Yeah, I think the two of them had a bite at the French international. Now here's Modric, who skips away from Uzuni, who wasn't happy there just before the goal that a free kick wasn't given against Antonio Rudiger, as Uzuni sort of ran into his shoulder really. But as it stands, that puts Real Madrid on the 90 points, 15 ahead of Girona in second, Barcelona in third on 73. Now here's Díaz held back, surely advantage play. Does Vasquez comes down the right hand side. Now Real Madrid are really purring. Güler at the back post, couldn't really bring it down, but he keeps it in. Left hand corner of the penalty area at the byline. Arda Güler cuts it back, and well read there by, I think it was Piatkowski. Oh, and now a lovely turn there from Boyé to get away from Eder Militao. He's light in support though. Lucas Boyé on halfway, but he's fouled by Camavinga. So good forward play by the Argentinian Lucas Boyé. And as we hit 40 minutes here in Andalusia, it's a free kick to Granada on halfway. As I said, Real Madrid really have run away with this one here. They put the afterburners on after Christmas. Girona, of course, are a wonderful story, getting to the Champions League for the first time, but you would never say they were in a title race. Now Pellistri gets past the goal scorer Garcia, but he's back to help out now. Oh, a lovely ball from Pellistri into Ruiz, who gets in the box. What a tackle from Camavinga at the last minute. A superb challenge, and I think it's a goal kick. Last touch came off Ruiz, but a wonderful goal-saving challenge there from Eduardo Camavinga. I think that might actually have been overturned. We'll see if it's a corner or not. I think the last touch for me comes off Ruiz, but the linesman's overturned the decision. So now Gerard Gumbau will have a left-footer in-swinging corner for Real Madrid to deal with. Super defensive work there from Camavinga. Now Real Madrid, they were going to have to be alert to this corner. In it comes, into the back post. It's way over everybody. Takes one bounce and heads out for a goal kick on the far side. So they might as well just have given him the goal kick. That just delayed the inevitable there, as Gumbau's delivery nowhere near good enough for anybody to deal with. We get another look here at Fran Garcia's goal. Lucas Vasquez sending Brahim Díaz down the right hand side. Offside question not given. His technical glitch from Spain. Can't blame the weather, that's for sure. A beautiful day in Andalusia. As the evening shadows will start to roll in. A lovely ball out in the touchline from Mendes, but he keeps it in by heavy touch, and Garcia sends Díaz away into the centre circle. Now Brahim Díaz, the former Manchester City and Milan player who skipped past a couple of challenges and eventually is fouled midway inside the Granada half. And still a lot to be said for a player just putting the head down and having a run, and it's going to produce a yellow card. I didn't quite see who for. As for, well, he hurdled the initial challenge of Sergio Ruiz, and then Gerard Kumbau made sure he wasn't going to go any further. It's going to be the latter of those two who goes into Pablo González Fuertes' notebook, joining Lucas Boyé, his teammate, in it. And we're into the last few seconds of normal time here. We'll see what added time, if any, we'll have at the end of this first half. Free kick taken short by Camavinga to Ceballos, now 25 yards from goal is Díaz, who is a former Manchester City and Milan player, Spanish-born, Moroccan heritage, and declared for Morocco. Made his debut for the North African nation in the March window. Now here's Ceballos midway inside the Granada half to Eder Militao out in the sunshine, the right hand side for Lucas Vázquez, who's got forward plenty, just like Fran Garcia on this near side. Vázquez to Camavinga, overruns it. Ceballos comes in. Haven't seen what added time we'll have. Maybe we're not going to have any at all, but Real Madrid are going to keep going here. Díaz, Garcia loads room left hand side of the penalty area. He was going to cross it initially, but he'll go back to Güler instead. Now Díaz opens it up right hand side for Modric. Right hand corner of the penalty area. Luka Modric shoots left footed, blocked, but it's going to drop into the box for Ceballos. He tried a little bit of a clever flick. We're actually in the 2 minutes now, 30 seconds into 2 minutes added time here. And the ball's back to Courtois on the edge of his box, who maybe, I wouldn't say a lucky boy, but he certainly had that big collision earlier in the game with Kamil Józwiak as the Granada's Polish winger chased down a long boot from their goalkeeper. Courtois won the header, but then clattered Józwiak on the follow through, but his header was so clean I think the referee had no choice now. Here's Real Madrid. Díaz to Garcia, left hand side of the penalty area, cuts it back, shot from Joselu into the corner, and right on the stroke of half time Real Madrid take a 2-0 lead, and it's Arda Güler, my apologies to the Turkish international, who gets his third Real Madrid goal right on the stroke of half time, and that's a big one for Los Blancos this evening, as he doubles Granada. But now, with almost the last kick of the first half, Madrid doubling a lead. In fact, it basically is the last kick of the first half. That's half time. A Real Madrid side much changed, who took a while to get going, but goals from Fran Garcia and Arda Güler have them 2-0 up at the break, as they look to go for another 3 points to take them on to 90 for the season. Join me for the second half here. Is there any hope of a Granada comeback, or will this be another Real Madrid procession? Half time in Nuevo Los Cármenes, where it is Granada 0, Real Madrid 2, as we kick off this second half. A Real Madrid side who, well, the highlights in that first half, a Real Madrid side who made 10 changes, Carlo Ancelotti did, from Wednesday night's epic Champions League semi-final victory over Bayern Munich. The only man to survive in the starting lineup, Antonio Rudiger, the super sub hero. Joselu getting the start tonight, but it's Fran Garcia and Arda Güler who got the goals in that first half. Güler was basically the last kick of the first half, which really been a difficult one for Granada to come back from, but it was disjointed initially from Real Madrid. Despite the quality they have on show, it's obvious it would be with such a changed side, but they've started to click in the last 10-15 minutes of that first half, and well, whenever they do, look out. And it's the starting lineup for Granada, of course, who will be heading straight back from whence they came to the Segunda Division. And the sunshine here in Andalusia, which is said in the first half there, was basically cutting straight down the middle. Now the penalty area that Real Madrid are defending is covered in sun, but the majority of the rest of the pitch is covered in the shadow of the main stand on the near side. So a half-time sub for Granada. Kamil Józwiak, the Polish international, is off, and a former Real Madrid man, Jose Callejon, is on. Last 10 years since he played for Real Madrid, spell in Italy with Napoli and Fiorentina before coming to Granada last year, helping them get promoted. But has been a bit part player at best this year. Hasn't scored a goal yet, but I'm sure he would love a goal against his former side. Here he is waiting on the edge of the box for the pass that never comes, and Real Madrid come away. So the full lineup saying now, Callejon intercepts full lineup. So Gusto Batalla in goal for Granada. Back four, Bruno Mendes, Kamil Kwiatkowski, Ignacy Miquel, and the captain Carlos Neva, Facundo Pellistri. And now Callejon are the wingers with Sergio Ruiz and Gerard Gumbau in the middle, and Lucas Boyé and Mirto Uzuni up front. For Real Madrid then, I say Rudiger only man left. They made no changes in the first half or at half time. It's Granada come forward down the left, put out a play there with Lucas Vázquez, who's at right back. Thibaut Courtois behind him in goal. Vázquez and the goal scorer Fran Garcia are the fullbacks. Rudiger is joined by Eder Militao at centre half. Midfield, Eduardo Camavinga, Luka Modric and Dani Ceballos, with Brahim Díaz, the second goal scorer, Arda Güler, in support of Joselu. There's a cross in from the left from Neva, volleyed clear by Rudiger on the edge of the box, and Joselu nods it on to Modric. Joselu on the right hand touchline on halfway. Güler wins a throw in. Our referee here is Pablo González Fuertes, who dished out 2 yellow cards in the first half, one to Gumbau and the other to Boyé of Granada, none for Real Madrid. Granada in their home strip, red and white hoops, blue shorts, white socks. They come forward, Pellistri down the right, but Garcia shepherds it back to Courtois, who comes out to dive on it. So Granada home strip, red and white hoop shirts, blue shorts and white socks. Real Madrid in their change strip tonight of all navy blue with the gold and white trim. So here's Camavinga now midway inside his own half for the champions, confirmed champions, and now Champions League finalists. And that's a lovely turn of pace there from Brahim Díaz to the edge of the box here. Turns and twists, hits a shot. Oh, it's got into the bottom corner. 4 minutes into the second half. A wonderful, wonderful goal from Dani Ceballos, played in by Brahim Díaz, and he went on a jinking run and a lovely finish in the end from the former Arsenal loanee. Oh, my apologies, it's Brahim Díaz. My apologies. Brahim Díaz with the third Real Madrid goal. I should have trusted my gut there. A beautiful solo run from Brahim Díaz and a wonderful finish that draws rounds of applause from the home supporters. He picked up the ball on the halfway line from Ceballos, and on his bike he went. Just nobody closed him down, twisted and turned outside the Granada defence, and he buries it low into the corner. And well, I said that second Real Madrid goal right on the stroke of half time could be a killer for Granada if it wasn't this Real Madrid. Nickname Las Nazarias. Here's Hongla, nice 1-2 with the fellow sub Callejon. Now space out on the right hand side for Mendes. Now Pelistri, the Manchester United loanee, who has been busy if ineffective tonight. It's it back. Now here's Hongla, midway inside his own half, playing in the shadows, trying to get away from Camavinga. Easier said than done. And Pelistri, right hand corner of the box, gets to the byline. Pelistri cuts one back. Oh, and it's over the bar by Mirto Uzuni, the Albanian. He had time and space, but he just leaned back and sent his effort over the crossbar of Thibaut Courtois, who was never troubled by that effort. So we're 10 minutes into the second half of a game that, well, is pretty much dead in the water here. I'm Mark Strange. Saturday evening La Liga action for you. It is Granada 0, Real Madrid 3. Goals in the first half from Fran Garcia and Arda Güler, and one just after half time. A wonderful solo effort from Brahim Díaz. Makes it 3-0. That goal from Güler was basically the last kick of the first half, and I signed off the first half by saying just how much a blow that'll be to Granada, and well, Real Madrid go and score 4 minutes into the second half. Here's Vasquez now. Carlo Ancelotti hasn't used his bench, and well, he knew he won't. I will certainly wait till later. I mentioned that bench is so strong. Here's Real Madrid with ball in midfield. It's Díaz again. Granada won't want to let him get going, but he'll go to Ceballos, who goes back to Modric in the centre circle, and Hongla with a good interception there, and tries to send away Boyé, who hasn't really got a touch in the second half, and his pass back to Hongla is read by Camavinga, who goes back to Thibaut Courtois on lime green in goal, and he'll roll it back out to Rudiger. Now Modric, midway inside his own half. Vasquez on the right touchline, over heavy touch, and Callejon nips in, but there's Díaz back doing good defensive work to win it back off Neva. It's back with Rudiger on the edge of his own box here, not really under too much pressure from Boyé, so he'll go back to Courtois. He sends one long looking for Güler, but well read there by Ignacy Miquel, but Güler will win it back and roll it into Díaz, and oh, well, both Ceballos and Modric coming forward, both overran that one, left it for each other, and now Granada can come on the counter-attack. Callejon, oh, too long for him, and he throws his arms out in frustration as it's a throw in to Real Madrid on the left hand side, around 25 yards from goal. There, Militao back to Arda Güler. It's a young Turkish international signed from Fenerbahce that has had his injury struggles this season and will be, well, he'll be hoping to get more of a shot next year, but with, of course, the competition he already has for places in the side being added to with the additions of Endrick and Kylian Mbappe, and well, dear knows who else Real Madrid may sign over the summer. There's Modric to Camavinga, midway inside the Granada half, out on the right touchline for Güler. Thought about a clip pass over the top to Díaz, but instead plays it safe for Camavinga. Now Modric on the run. Vasquez back to Camavinga, 30 yards from goal. Skips away from Hongla. Díaz. Güler. Modric is in here. Cuts it back instead. Güler's going to hit it. It's 4. Second of the night for the Turkish international. Unselfish play from Luka Modric, and Real Madrid have made it 4. Brahim Díaz it is who has the 4th. But all the plaudits from the Real Madrid players go to Luka Modric. He could have had a strike himself. My apologies, struggling to pick up the numbers on the back of these Real Madrid shirts, but it was Modric with an unselfish cutback. He could have had a shot himself to Díaz. He finished well. Modric initially playing a nice pass to Vasquez. Camavinga, good footwork it was from Díaz to Güler to Modric, who stayed onside, got to the corner of the 6-yard box, cut it back to Díaz, who's a nice drag back away from Villarreal, and finished to get into the bottom corner past Thibaut Courtois there. As the ball stood up to the back post for the Albanian, got above Eder Militao and flicked header, had Courtois scrambling but just wide of the post in the end. Here's Camavinga, just so much power and pace. He's run half the length of the pitch here. He's still going, Camavinga. Mikel engages with him and wins the ball. A good challenge from Ignacy Mikel. In actual fact, no, the referee was playing an advantage there. Mikel certainly had a hold of Camavinga's arm as he slid in there, and yeah, that's certainly a foul, yeah. So a free kick to Real Madrid as we get a look at some rather glum looking Granada fans who I'm sure aren't exactly looking forward to going down back to the Segunda next season. Maybe they're hoping just to come to the Nuevo Los Cármenes and see a few more wins. As much as you want to be playing with the big boys, sometimes whenever you're getting a little bit bullied by the big boys, it's not quite as fun, so we're hoping that we bounce straight back again next year and be a bit more prepared for it. But can you really be prepared if you're just coming up against quality like this? It looks as though Cadiz are going to be joining Granada and Almeria at rock bottom, although only 4 points behind Granada, so theoretically they still could come stone dead last, the Matharias. But Cadiz 8 points behind 17th place Rayo Vallecano with just 12 points to play for. Very nice footwork here now from Hongla. Cameroonian comes forward into the Real Madrid half, back to VR. They were the two that come on midfield for Ruiz and Polish centre half above Joselu, who, well, I mean, whenever you've scored 2 goals in midweek to come off the bench to get your side in the Champions League final, you can afford to maybe let a few others have a go, and he has done today. Here's Arda Güler, right hand corner of the penalty area. Vasquez in loads of room on the right hand side, coming into the penalty area now himself. Arda Güler, Lucas Vasquez, Modric looking for Güler again, well intercepted by Callejon, and Boyé has it now, but he's way deep on the edge of his own box nearly. That's not where they want him. Poor clearance by Neva, but Modric gifts it back to Callejon. Pelistri, left corner of the penalty area, cuts it back looking for Uzuni. Güler. Modric in midway inside his own half will roll that into the path of Fran Garcia, the man who opened the scoring for Real Madrid on just after the half-hour mark today. Joselu back to Díaz, who scored a double in the second half, the double Real Madrid's advantage. Now Camavinga. Garcia back to Camavinga, now Modric. Nicely done. Güler, Vasquez, Güler back on the edge of the box. He's going to clip one in for Joselu. Oh, nearly find him. Piatkowski did a good job of beating the former Newcastle and Stoke striker to that one. Ball down the line, well kept in there by Garcia. Now Camavinga to Ceballos on the left hand side, midway inside half. Now here's hat-trick chasing Brahim Díaz, trying to hold off Piatkowski, and does. Ceballos back to Díaz on the edge of the box. Good challenge on him. Comes away to Modric, who will have to chase it, but does, ahead of Boyé and midway inside the Granada half. In the corner for Vasquez, back across. Oh, a lovely back heel by Joselu, saved and cleared. Oh, that's just how Real Madrid really are purring here. Joselu tried the cheeky back heel, but well saved by Batalla from Vasquez's cutback. It's not over yet. Güler tries a flick into Joselu. Mikel gets in the way. Modric to Joselu. Modric on the edge of the box now. Real Madrid just really enjoying themselves here now. Camavinga passes too hard for Díaz and it'll go out for a goal kick, but Joselu still obviously brimming with confidence from Wednesday night. Tried a cheeky back heel there to get on the end of Lucas Vasquez's drilled ball from the right. It was slightly behind him. He tried a drag flick, but Augusto Batalla was equal to it on that occasion. Made himself big. Lovely bit of skill from Joselu, but a good save from the Granada keeper, and that keeps the deficit at 4. Now it's back with Eder Militao. Searching ball down the left, but the only thing it discovers is the advertising hoarding. It would look like we might get a Toni Kroos sighting here soon. 66 minutes gone. Said I wonder how willing Carlo Ancelotti will be to use the bench given this game is done and rest some of these players after Wednesday night. But at the same time, they want to go into the Champions League final this day 3 weeks. Still in good form. You don't want to get out of the way of playing and winning, so I'm sure the likes of those on the bench, if not tonight, the likes of Bellingham, Rodrigo, Vinicius and co will get minutes in the last remaining league games to keep them fresh ahead of the Champions League final and just hope that they avoid injury. Now here's Villarreal in the centre circle for Granada. Uzuni has thrown himself about tonight, the big Albanian. Now Hongla to Villarreal in the centre circle. To Neva in front of his manager on the left hand side, and he was back to his centre half Ignacy Miquel. And here's Kamil Piatkowski into the right hand touchline there for Mendes. Now Hongla, nice build up here from Granada. And Hongla tries to go in behind for Uzuni, but cuts inside, edge of the box, Facundo Pellistri, good challenge by Camavinga. Callejon beats Güler to the loose ball, and now Neva, left hand side. Neva cuts it back, and Eder Militao just takes no chances. I mean, Courtois would have had that one no problem, but Militao puts it out for a corner kick, and we're going to see Toni Kroos and Nacho Fernandez here for Real Madrid on 69 minutes. First man to come on is going to be Nacho, but we're going to have the corner first. Right footed in swinger it is, and it's come all the way to the back post. Boyé strikes at it. Ignacy Miquel tries to, and Real Madrid body's just getting in the way in the 6-yard box, and now Hongla will have to go and chase it back to the halfway line where he rolls it laterally to Carlos Neva, the captain. Right. VR. Neva sends it forward, left footed. Good header one there by Eder Militao up above Lucas Boyé, but he's gone to ground. It's actually Ignacy Miquel who's gone to ground after challenging for that header with Eder Militao. Militao caught him with an elbow in the back, unintentional, but there's the first sub. We're going to see Toni Kroos for Luka Modric. I mean, whenever you're rotating a squad like this, my goodness. Cuts it back, blocked. Vasquez, does he keep it in? No, but I think it's a corner to Real Madrid anyway. Or not. The linesman says goal kick, but the referee may. Nope, he says goal kick as well. Also claims the handball, which, well, it does strike the arm of Carlos Neva, but it's come off his knee and his arm is by his side, so that would have been a very harsh penalty at the best of times, never mind. Whenever Real Madrid are 4 up with 20 to go. Hongla forward, the first thing for Nacho Fernandez to do is head that ball away. He's taking the captain's armband, by the way, off Luka Modric for this last 20 minutes. And here's Kroos, who will be at the Euros, representing Germany, the hosts, after reversing his decision to retire. Now here come Real Madrid. Brahim Díaz on a hat-trick, deflected, looped over the top, in towards the back post. Neva out. Kroos in the centre circle. Lovely pass there from Camavinga to Garcia, and Real Madrid just pinging the passes around here, knocking it around like a training match. Camavinga, Joselu, Vasquez, right hand side delivery over the head of Joselu. It might drop from the rebound, and Batalla makes a save. So Joselu rubs his head in frustration. Maybe just won't be his night. It's good delivery from Lucas Vasquez. Initially didn't drop for Joselu over his head, but the deflection off Piatkowski, and Joselu just didn't really catch it properly. Now here come Real Madrid forward again. Oh, it's going to break for Joselu this time. Good drive back, left footed shot blocked. Comes to Güler on the edge of the box, also left footed shot blocked by Nasty Mikel, and it spins out for a throw in for Real Madrid on the right midway inside the Granada half, and they're going to make a sub themselves here. So it's going to be Bruno Mendes coming off the right back. And then the man to replace him, it's going to be, I haven't quite seen it yet. Mendes is off. And it's going to be Ricard Sanchez, who is on for the last 15 plus stoppage time. So it's a free kick there midway inside their own half for Real Madrid. Nacho, now to Kroos, the two subs. This game, Real Madrid started a little disjointed, but two first half goals from Arda Güler and Fran Garcia, and then a second half double here from Brahim Díaz has ended any hopes of a second win for Granada in their 20th game against Real Madrid. Granada next week also play Madrid opposition in Rayo Vallecano, which they would have been hoping would have been a relegation 6-pointer, given Rayo Vallecano's precarious position just above the relegation zone. But with them already down, and well, Cadiz looking like they're going to join them, perhaps that might be one where Rayo Vallecano could actually clinch La Liga survival for sure. Now here's Martin Hongla. VR opens it up right to the new man, Sanchez. Now Pelistri on the right hand side. Takes on Garcia, gets to the byline, crosses deflected. And it's a corner. Good work from the Manchester United loanee there, Facundo Pelistri. The Uruguay international. We'll see what his future lies, because currently at his parent club, well, I'm not even sure what their future entails, but it's a corner for Granada. And it comes from Callejon. Good head away by Militao above Ignacy Miquel. VR back out there to Callejon, who delivers right footed this time. Comes off Kroos' head and onto the roof of the net, and another corner to Granada. Kroos with a wry smile there. Maybe not usually the man to be heading away corners, but hey, needs must. So it's going to be taken on the other side by Jose Callejon, number 9 for Granada. Come on at half time, former Real Madrid man. Spells with Napoli and Fiorentina since. Right footed in, swingers flicked on the front post by Piatkowski and kept in. Oh, and a good save by Courtois in the end. I'm not quite sure who hit the shot, but Thibaut Courtois forced into a save after Piatkowski kept that ball in at the back post. And then Real Madrid will win a throw just inside the Granada half on the left hand side. So Granada, they're pushing for a goal, and denied by a good save by Thibaut Courtois. Just going to have a split screen view of it here. Piatkowski did an excellent job, kept it at the back post, and it was a new man. It would have been a second touch. Ricard Sanchez forcing the save from Courtois as Vasquez collides with a defender, but play on, says the referee. Díaz, Ceballos, loose pass. Pelistri slides in, but the ball will reach Fran Garcia, and now we're going to stop play, says referee Pablo González Fuertes. For those two players, it's Callejon and Vasquez that collided on the right touchline. Vasquez is back on his feet. Callejon is not. Just they seem to trip each other nearly more than anything. But Jose Callejon down right in front of his manager, still getting a bit of treatment as Lucas Vasquez comes over to see if he's okay. And Callejon now is sitting up and is back on his feet. Just has a couple of steps to go to come off the pitch, and we'll be back on shortly. But we've 12 minutes plus stoppage time to go here at the Estadio Nuevo Los Cármenes. Saturday evening La Liga action for you. It's champions Real Madrid, who lead already relegated Granada by 4-0. Fran Garcia and Arda Güler in the first half, and a brilliant double from Brahim Díaz since the break. So the score is where it is. And a drop ball here. The referee will drop to Dani Ceballos, and Madrid get us back underway. There's Nacho Fernandez, the man who, since coming off the bench for Real Madrid, has taken the captain's armband from the replaced Luka Modric. And here's Eder Militao midway inside his own half, out onto the right of Vasquez, who's faced up by Callejon. The two of them have recovered from any ailments that they had. Nice from Callejon. Now Pellistri has room. Well, he hit a shot, he does, easily blocked though by Nacho. No break for Arda Güler. Vasquez to Díaz on the right hand side. Still inside their own half here, Real Madrid. Güler now to Ceballos, who will look to take them over halfway, and does so with Kroos. Now on the left touchline for the man who scored the opener, Fran Garcia. Midway inside the Granada half, Kroos. Well, those trademark quarterback passes to Vasquez, who tries the first time pass to Camavinga, who in the end ends up fouling Callejon on the edge of the Granada box, much to the French international's dismay. So Real Madrid next in action Tuesday night at the Bernabeu, their first game back at their home in the league since winning the league. They'll be back there less than a week after that Bayern Munich game. This time they'll be taking on Alaves. That's the game you can hear. I'll be guiding you through that one as well on Tuesday night, and here live on Flash Score UK at an 8:30 GMT kickoff. Federico Valverde and Vinicius Jr., so it might be a night where they're all just given a rest after their heavy night on Wednesday. There's a ball over the top. Josselu's got him behind here. If he's onside, there's a great chance. Josselu, what a block! What a super challenge that is to deny Josselu, who must be thinking he's cursed tonight. He got in behind there out of absolutely nothing. I don't know how he's managed that, but it's the Pole Kamil Piatkowski heroically diving in to block the shot from Josselu, I believe for a corner. I was just straight up the middle from Courtois. I mean, Josselu's offside, so it wouldn't have counted anyway, but a great block from Piatkowski. Josselu doing as every strikers should, and hitting the shot and worrying about it later. If we throw in the Real Madrid here, we were looking at that replay. I don't quite know how he got here, but anyway, Díaz spreads it out to Nacho now in the centre circle for Madrid, and Kroos, who's the furthest man back. He spreads a nice ball out there to Garcia, left hand side, midway inside the Granada half. Back to Kroos. Quarterback style pass again. Wow, well, it's too long though for Arda Güler, and skips out for a goal kick. Which is taken short. There's Villarreal on the right touchline for Kundu Palistri. I'm afraid Ten Hag's been watching. He's been busy enough, Palistri, tonight. Here's Hongla. The flick on there from Boyé, but well read by Vasquez. Camavinga with a risky back pass. But Courtois gets there before Callejon and booms one forward. This time it's over everybody's head, including Ignacy Miquel, and Augusto Batalla will come all the way to his goal nearly the left corner flag to grab that one. And they'll roll it out to Kwiatkowski. Palistri, VR in the centre circle now. Callejon, Granada edging forward here. Here's Sanchez down the right hand side, right hand corner of the box. Garcia slips, Sanchez hits one blocked by Nacho Fernandez, comes back out to Sanchez, who nods it down to VR around 30 yards from goal, fairly central. Kwiatkowski, right footed delivery, and it's not close to any of the red and white shirts in the middle. He counted 5 men in the box there, and if Real Madrid here in Andalusia, as Fran Garcia's clearance blocks off Ricard Sanchez for a goal kick. Fran Garcia, who opened the scoring earlier on the half hour mark. Güler added a second right on the stroke of half time for Brahim Díaz, a wonderful solo effort just after the break, and then a fourth before the hour. Well, this game was, well, I said it may have been dead in the water with Madrid's goal, basically the last kick of the first half, that goal for Güler, but Brahim Díaz has made sure of it in this second half. The Real Madrid side, who have done this all tonight without the usual cavalry, all sat on the bench, all not needed. I would imagine now we're not going to see him this evening. Jude Bellingham, Rodrigo, Vinicius, Valverde, Carvajal, all remaining on the bench tonight. The only man who started today, that played or started on Wednesday against Bayern Munich, was Antonio Rudiger. He was replaced by Nacho Fernandez, while Luka Modric was replaced by Toni Kroos. That's the only subs we've seen. It's Granada on the attack again, would give it away on the edge of the box, but come back again here with Kwiatkowski, the centre half, getting forward, delivers a cross away by Vasquez, and Camavinga midway inside his own half will come away with the ball. Arda Güler left footed, switching up play, looking for Brahim Díaz, who I'm sure would still like a hat-trick. Can he keep this in? He will. Right into the corner, followed over there by Gustavo Villar. Navy shirts arriving in the middle for him now. One of them is Vasquez. Nothing comes of that one. In fact, though, I thought it was going to be a goal kick there, but we're going to have a corner to Real Madrid. Going to be a left-footed in-swinger. Granada have actually doubled Real Madrid's corner count tonight. Güler's corner headed away. Granada have 8 to Madrid's 4, but Madrid also. So Granada clear away. Give them credit. Eduardo Camavinga, look at the engine on him, has just been running all day. He is right into the 90th minute here. Now Ceballos on the right hand side. As Guler and Joselu ahead of him, but he'll roll it laterally to Camavinga, plays a 1-2, and again Camavinga back into the centre circle to Kroos. Ceballos has room for a shot, he hits it, deflected wide. Or not, says the referee. Ceballos seemed to think so, so did I. But a goal kick is given, much to the dismay of Dani Ceballos, and we're going to see imminently our added time here. Augusto Batalla, all in blue, the Granada goalkeeper's made some good saves tonight and can hardly be blamed for this one. Picks out Ricard Sanchez in the right touchline, beautiful. Sun's still shining out there. And in fact, well, our clock didn't even say 90, and the referee has seen enough. No added time. Granada put out their misery, and it's finished here at the Estadio Nuevo Los Cármenes. Already relegated Granada 0. Champions Real Madrid 4. 2 goals in the first half from Fran Garcia and Arda Güler, and a second half double from Brahim Díaz. Means Real Madrid win 4-0 and go on to 90 points. I've been Mark Strange for Flash Score UK. Join me again on Tuesday night. More Real Madrid action here. Real Madrid Alaves, Tuesday evening, 8:30 PM UK time. Join me then. Until now.